That's for all you snapping sons of bitches out there. I didn't show you how I did it because I didn't know how I was going to do it. It just kind of fell together. So this is Sunday's project. My wife wanted a little bird village out by our deck. Well, she realizes we're going to have bird shit everywhere, but part of it, I guess. The other video footage on this reel will be of yesterday's work day. So, hope you enjoy. See ya. What's up, YouTube? I haven't posted a video in a while. My mudroom project's kind of been put on hold. We're waiting on the window to come in. I can't put the interior stuff on until the window comes in, and then I can't do the interior either, so everything kind of centers around that window because there's not a whole lot of siding to do. It's mostly trim out work, but it's all got to be trimmed around the window. And then the double doors that go into the house, I'm actually ripping one of those off and rebuilding a frame to use it as an exterior door. So I've kind of got the window is kind of the starting point for all of that. So I thought today I'd take you along with me on a couple jobs I'm doing. The first one this morning, we're remodeling a deck, I guess you could say. It's got 2x6 deck boards, which is excellent. I mean, that's super expensive to build a deck that way, and this one's probably a 20 by 30 deck, and then it's got a couple offshoots off that, but it's got probably, I don't know, I might have to replace maybe 10 2x6s that are messed up, the handrail all the way around, and then there's a section of steps that I'm likely demoing that she doesn't want anymore, to kind of go off to a part of the yard she doesn't really use. So I'll kind of show you what that one looks like. Basically all I'm going to do is demo today, take the handrail off all the way around, probably demo the stairs, stack all that up, and then kind of get a materials list and come back and replace what's rotten and replace all the handrail. And then after that, I've got a small fence repair job. I've got a sagging gate I gotta fix, and I don't think I recorded it, but I built a sunroom addition, or a screened-in porch addition, about a 15 by 25, I think, something like that. I did it last summer, and the little step on the out where the door exits, I built a small concrete pad there, and it's not enough room for, it's an elderly couple to stand there and open the door, so I got to do a little extension on that. Other than that, those three jobs should take up a majority of this day. I am hoping to have all this demo done on this deck by lunch. The fence repairs, like a handful of pickets. The gate sagging might be a little bit of a challenge. I doubled up 2 6x6 posts because it's a low area. So I'm not sure what I'm going to have to do to fix that. And then that last one, pouring that little slab's not going to mean anything. So we'll see how it goes. Talk to you in a bit. Alright, let's assess what we got. So I pulled all the handrails off. So I could just use some liquid nails to glue it to the side of the house. This trim along the edge is a good idea for looks. It's a horrible idea for maintaining your deck boards though, because especially in this area where you got all this overcover, all those leaves and things get packed in there. Then when it rains, instead of the water going off the board and down onto the ground, it sits in there and it uses those leaves, dirt and everything like a sponge, and just compacts against the end of the board. If you look down through here, it's rotted out. A couple places pretty good. It's rotted the end of the board. Majority of the board's still in decent shape. I mean, this is a 2x6. This isn't a deck board. And as you see, all the way down through here. Granted, this deck's probably 25, 30 years old, I'd be willing to bet. But you got to think about how water flows. And then additionally, the top rail, instead of just sitting on top, they cut out, put the 2x4 into the top. Well, then again, the water comes in and it just sets in here. If you put it on top, then the water flows over the top of it. It's a much better way of doing it for water flow. I mean, this structurally makes sense. It probably looked great back when it was done, but it does not help the longevity of the deck. On the other hand, 20 years old is pretty impressive for a deck, but still. Now I've got to come back and figure out how to repair it. I think what we're going to do is put a new handrail back up and buy caps for these, because these are set in concrete. And I do not want to have to pull these out and replace them. They don't have that big of a budget for this. And then they built the deck around the trees. As you can see, they need to be trimmed. This will start buckling because the tree's not going to give way to the deck. It's already buckling a little here. So I need to go around and cut another at least 2 inches all the way around this tree. Give it room to grow. So I've got quite a few deck boards to replace. I'm not real impressed with this. I don't know how. I had asked originally about replacing the whole thing, and I didn't think it needed it, but I'm going to have to figure out a way of prettying that up. There you go. See all that dirt? Dirt, leaves, mud. It just sits in there and rots out the end of the wood. Had 30 years of doing that. These had normal deck boards on it, and it had to have been replaced years ago. Alright, so I got that one done. Basically, we had to pressure wash the deck. I kind of showed you what damage I was dealing with. I went and got her a couple of examples of spindles you could use. I think she's leaning towards putting a cable up instead of spindles, which is fine with me. I don't care either way. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do on that, but I did get it pressure washed. That way I could take a good look at the deck boards. I think the new boards are gonna blend pretty well with the existing wood now that I've pressure washed it. Shouldn't be too drastic of a difference. But we'll see. I left the board there for her to look at, that way she could see the contrast. With those trees shaded over it, I don't know that's going to make a hill of beans difference, but some people are more anal retentive than others. So I got to that one about 8:30. Took longer than I thought to pressure wash it. It's about 1:30 now. I got to go get some materials for the next two jobs, pick up some lunch, and we'll show you what we got on the next one. Alright, I had a couple of loose pickets and this gate was sagging. I forgot to take the phone out. So I trimmed a little bit back in here and I put some 2x4s underneath, actually a couple of pickets underneath the door to hold it up. And then loosened the hinges there and twisted them, because if you can see where the old outline was, the hinge was actually cocked. So you tilt the door up and hold it in position and then kink this and re-drill the door hinges. That twisted up, and then it's actually a 4x6 and then a 4x4. Usually if I got them that close together, I'll tie them together, which will help. And this was leaned out and over, or out and over. So I took a 2x4 between the house and pushed against that and pushed out, and then put the boards underneath there, so I had the door held straight. Reset the hinges and then put this 2x6 from there to there to help hold the gate up, and then just trim the top. So there's 100 different ways you can do it, but this is the way I've found in the past. It's actually best to get cedar, but it's hard to find cedar 2x4s in my area. That gate is about 50, it's over 48 inches wide. That's really heavy. Even with 3 hinges, it's a lot of weight. But that'll keep the gate up. I screwed in, just put some screws and some loose pickets on the back. And we put a cat door in, but our cat doesn't use it. It rips holes in the screen, so I patched a couple of those, stapled it back in. Screen's repaired, door swings freely. And shuts. That's it for this one. The last one took about an hour and a half. You know what we're working with. Just going to extend it over. Just going to frame it up and come out to about here. And plenty of room to step to the side and cut it back that way. Alright, so I got it roughed in. What I'm going to do now is I'll put a couple stakes like this right here, a couple more here. First, I'm going to measure my diagonals. It's looking about 41. And almost 41. That's pretty dang square. So I'll go ahead and nail it in. And then I'll get my level, put the level on this board and this board, make sure it's right. I'm ready to pour. So I'm just doing a little fine touching. That's it.